everybody. It's Thursday, 2 o'clock. That means it's Expressions by Lish, class to go. My name is Alicia Markfort. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And today is my sweet class to go. I go live every Thursday. My name is Alicia Markfort. Okay, sorry. Hold on one second. I've got some sound issues here. And today is my sweet class to go. I go live every Thursday. My name is Alicia. Okay, sorry about that. I had YouTube popped up when I went live, and then I started hearing it. And as usual, I cannot see my chats because I did something wrong. So please bear with me. Here I thought I had it all figured out, and I am going to quick bring up my chats on my phone. So please, if you're here, say hi so I know you're here and I know everything is working. And one of these days I'll get everything all figured out. This morning when I did a little quick live just to let everybody know what was going on, and it worked perfectly. Chats popped up, everything. So I must be missing a step or something when I schedule my lives. It's the only thing that I can think of. So just let me bring up the chats here. Hi Peggy, hi Lori, thanks for being patient with me. I see the chats now. So yeah, let me prop my phone up here so that it's not in the way, and we'll get started. So today we are using the super cute as a bug suite, and we're using pretty much all the parts from the suite, but mainly just the Sweet Bugs bundle. The stamp set and the die set is what you would need to complete your cards if you receive the card class to go from me. When you place an order in my online store for $50 or more, you will receive the card class to go from me. You'll see in this video today everything that would include. Okay, but special thing, who isn't excited about free shipping? So Stampin' Up! Has free shipping through tomorrow, Friday at midnight, Mountain Time. So that is $75. So when you place an order for $75 or more, you can earn free shipping. Also at that $75 level is the product of the month. The product of the month is some absolutely gorgeous DSP. So that would be for $5. So when you spend $75, you can choose to purchase the product of the month for $5. And then the free shipping, and then $50 for my class to go. It's a win-win, right? Okay, so let's switch to my tabletop here. I'm just going to, if you have your mini catalog, today's set is on page 42 and 43 of the mini catalog. And like I said before, we are going to use pretty much everything that comes in the suite. In the suite is the stamp set, the die set, the Ladybug Garden Epoxy shapes, which by the way are absolutely adorable in real life. The old olive Rick Rack that is so cool. It's really soft. It's not stiff at all. And then the super cute cute as a bug DSP. All right. Yes, Lori, it is definitely a win-win. I think anyway. Oh, and don't forget to redeem your bonus coupons. If you earned any, you have until the end of this month to redeem your coupons. Okay, so these are the cards that we are going to be making today. We're going to make this one. Isn't that cute? And you know, it's just a SIP card. It's just stamps, ink, and paper. And I don't do that very often, but I certainly do love it. Okay, then we have, oh my gosh, you guys, I just love this one. Isn't that cute? The ants. Ugh. And we have this super cute ladybug. I love it. Love, love, love it. And then our last card is a fun fold, and it is a Z fold card. Isn't that cool? I love it. It's so cute displayed. Yeah, so those are the cards that we are going to be making today. So now I have them out of order, but that's all right. Okay, so this is the first one we're going to be making. Oh, thanks, Peggy. Aren't they cute? Whenever I see the ladybugs, I think of my Aunt Peggy. Yep. Just like she likes them little ladybugs. Okay. Also, before I forget, I am using a sentiment or two from the banner sayings. I'm using a happy birthday. So any sentiments that you have will work. Also, if you do not have the Sweet Bugs bundle and you still would like to receive the class, this bundle will work for any stamp set that you have. And the paper is, you know, so cute. It will work for anything that you have. It would work with a flower set because the paper is so cute with the flowers and the bugs on it. So yes, my Auntie Peggy loves cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so in your card kit, you will receive these card kits. Okay, just like this. You'll receive 4 of them. All your parts and pieces will be in these envelopes. And then I do want to share with you, because it's still slightly new, in the PDF instructions on the second page, so there's the cover sheet and then the next page is the second page, you will receive a stamp. On there will be a picture of a stamping guideline. This is to stamp and die cut. Okay, so this is what I suggest to stamp for the cards that we need to die cut the images. So make sure and leave enough space around for your dies. Okay, and I suggest that you color these before you cut them out, but that's totally up to you. If you cut your stuff out and then color them, by all means, that's the way to go. Do what you're comfortable with. So I did want to share that with you. Okay, so in your first card kit, you will receive, oh, and 2, speaking of the guideline, always in card number 1 packet will be the piece of 8.5 by 5.5 piece of basic white cardstock for you to stamp on. Always in card number 1. That is where you'll find it. Okay, so let's get all our parts and pieces here. So you'll receive a Old Olive card base that is cut and scored. You'll receive a piece of basic white, 2 of them, one for the outside of the card and one for the inside of the card. You'll receive this piece of basic white for your sentiment. And then you will receive 5 pieces of Old Olive panels that will be cut for you. These will go on the front of our card. And you'll receive 5 of the white panels. Okay, for those of you that have ever done a card where you stamped images and then you cut them apart, for this one, it's easiest and looks, not easiest, but it looks the best if you have the pieces cut ahead of time. Because if you were to stamp this scene right here on the piece of paper that hasn't been cut, when you go to cut it, it didn't look right. So this way you get to choose what scene and how exactly you want your images to be. So it will look like that you stamped the whole thing and then cut them into separate panels. Okay, so I'm going to grab my scrap piece of paper and we are going to lay these out and we are going to stamp our scene. And we're going to stamp them in basic black. I'm gonna just set these out of the way here. So how much snow did you guys get? We got about in between 4 and 6 inches, somewhere in there. Yeah. Winter is back. That is for sure. If you, oh, this is my white ink pad. We don't want that. Yeah, we got spoiled with the 50-degree weather because yesterday morning when I woke up, it was green grass. I walked down the stairs, and when I walked down the stairs in the morning, I look out my front windows and it was all green. This morning, it was all white. But it is winter and it is Minnesota. Okay, so I have my stamps mounted on my blocks, and we are going to start with our sweet little ladybug. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to start with this little flower with the grass attached to it, and we're just going to stamp the grass. Okay, Peggy, about 3, and I still whining about it. Oh yeah, the ice, not good. Not good at all. I know Paul had to take our neighbor to dialysis and pick her up, and he was supposed to have his pizza computer geek night with his computer buddies, and when he picked up our neighbor, he called me to say, I'm not going tonight. The roads are awful. So yeah, that says a lot because nothing stops Paul from a get together. Okay, so I just inked up on the corner of my stamp. You could mask this part off if you'd like, but I'm just going to eyeball it, and if I get a little ink on that other part, that's all right. Okay, so we have our grass. Now let's stamp this sweet little ladybug reading her book. Isn't that cute? I just love it. Yeah, ice is no fun. I mean, it was pretty this morning, but if you had to, you know, be out in it, no way, Jose. Okay, now we're going to take this, I don't know, Lily of the Valley flower, maybe it's called. I'm not sure. I'm going to ink that up. And now, of course, let's move your panels out of the way. You're not going to be able to get the whole stamp on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I want some of the leaf in there, but I also want as many flowers as I can get. We want it to look like the ladybug is like in the garden, like reading her book, and all the flowers are over the top of her, right? I just love it. Okay, and we're going to do that one. So there's our first one. And now we're going to stamp the mushrooms, and we're not going to stamp grass because we're going to just color in a little bit of green. Lori, took Ray 3 hours to get from Hutchinson to Egan. Oh my gosh, Lori. 9 o'clock. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so ink up your mushroom, and I'm going to go off the edge because I want 2 sets of mushrooms. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to go a little bit lower and like that. Okay, and now we're only stamping that on this panel because our sentiment is going to go over this panel. So the next one is this, I don't know what kind of bug this is, a slug, a caterpillar, maybe a caterpillar, but it's holding this big leaf. Okay, what does Peggy say? Oh, wow, yeah, said when he left bowling last night. Yeah, I bet. Well, Paul, you know, where he was going, it was a distance to begin with. And so if it would have been closer, he would have went. But he said it would have taken him so long to get there. Okay, so I'm going to take, I inked up my bug, and I want some of the leaf to go on there, and I want most of the caterpillar to go. So, and I'm going to make sure he's at the bottom so he doesn't look like he's floating too much. And we are going to just stamp like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-ink up my stamp, and I want to ink the leaf at the top here. Okay, so then we have that one. And then our next one has our sweet bumblebee. He's so cute. And we are going to put him towards the top. And again, just get as much of him on there as you can. It's surprising with these skinny strips like this, how many you can actually get on there. How much of the stamp anyway. Alright, so now we're going to take that flower and grass stamp again, but we're going to ink up the whole thing. And we're going to go at the bottom, just like that. Okay, and then our last one is a cute little ant. And now this has 3 ants. It's all in one stamp. I'm going to, you know, if you get the other one in there, that's okay. But I just want this little guy at the end, the one that's bringing in the rear. And I'm going to put him towards the middle bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to take that stamp we were using on the first panel, and I want to continue that with the last panel. These little bluebells or whatever. But now for this one, I'm angling my stamp so that I can get part of the leaf on there and the flowers and not go over the ant. And then I'm going to come up above just like I did on the first panel, and I'm going to just stamp however many you want on there. Okay, and we're going to close this up so we don't get ink everywhere. I'm going to pull this aside, and then we are going to put our card together. Okay, so I'm going to fold and burnish my card base. And I don't use Old Olive a lot. I'm not a big green person, but I just thought this was kind of neat. I liked it. This would be really cute with black. If you wanted to do a black card base and then black mats behind your little panels, stamp panels, that would be really cute too. They would really pop with that as well. So I'm going to take my basic white mat, and I added seal to it, and we're just going to center that on our card. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to add my 5 mats. Okay, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some seal on these, and I'm just going to line them up on my card. And then I'm not going to push them all the way down in case I need to lift them up. Okay, I usually start in the middle. Okay, so we're going to kind of just eyeball this. And like I said, I'm not pushing them down. And then I'm going to go, we're going to try really hard to get them straight. See how they're still loose? And then the next one, I just go from the middle and build my way out. Okay. You just are looking to see it's somewhat even. Okay, this one moved a little bit in the middle, so we're just going to straighten this guy a little bit so he's not crooked. And I'm satisfied with those, so I'm just going to press these down. Okay, so what is everybody doing today? Oh, this one got a little crooked. It must have swiveled on me. Okay. Okay, so with the magic, and then you're going to take these and you're going to color them all in with blends. And with the magic of television, ta-da! They are all colored. But I didn't finish it because I wanted to show you something that I did. Okay, so here's our panels. Okay, this is colored with Petunia Pop, Old Olive, Poppy Parade, Smoky Slate. I did a little crumb cake on the stems of the mushrooms. Calypso Coral and Petal Pink were all used on the caterpillar and the ant, and Daffodil Delight. So those are the colors that I used for my card. Okay, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to share with you how to give when you're making just a card that doesn't have any dimension to it, that you didn't cut out and you didn't pop them up on dimensional. So I'm going to take my light Pool Party blend, and I am going to, now you don't need to go around everything, but when you take that just very faint line of Pool Party, it just makes the rest of it stand out. Just gives it a little bit more of dimension. This is such a great thing. You could also do this with another light color. I just think Pool Party is the best color to use for this. And you're just gonna go around like so. And then I'm gonna go, like in my first card, you can see I didn't color the face of the bugs, but I thought, you know, I kind of liked them colored. So on this one, I did color them in. I mean, come on, look at how cute that little ladybug girl is. I think it's a girl. This one's a girl anyway. So yeah, it doesn't take much at all. And then for the grass, I just used the light and Old Olive blends, and then I just did a little flicking motion at the bottom to mimic grass. Okay, so for the mushrooms, I'm going to start at the top, and I am just going to go around like this. Okay, just like so, and like that. So it doesn't take, you know, it's not a lot, but it really does give it just that little extra. So it's just not so one-dimensional. So yeah, have you guys tried this before? Do this with your blends? Yeah, I like it. It's fun. I love to color and do all that kind of stuff. Oh, I forgot to color his little wings in. Well, we're gonna color him with Pool Party. Okay. Go around, just like that. I'm gonna go around the little flower, and then we're gonna go around these flowers as well. I'm just using the light Pool Party. You could use the bullet tip if you'd like. Mine is a brand new blend, so the tip on mine right now is pretty good, so I can use it for small, if that makes sense. It's kind of like one of those things, if you know, you know. Now I'm going to go around this little leaf here, and then I'm going to go around my ant. Okay. And there you go. So then we have that. Okay, so I'm going to turn these over, and we're going to add some seal. You could definitely use liquid glue here. Very relaxed. Yes, Peggy, I totally agree. Coloring and this kind of stuff is just so relaxing for me. And then we're going to just add our stamped panels to our Old Olive mats. And to me, you know, this may seem like, well, to a stamper, you know, it's a simple just stamping, but when you cut them apart like this and make this scene, it's just really cool. It's like you made your own little artwork. I just love it. Lori, the design looks complicated, but it isn't hard. Yeah, exactly. The first time I saw, I was like, oh, I don't know. And that, like I said, it's easiest if you stamp them individually. when you don't, that's where the difficulty comes in, because it looks chopped. This way it doesn't look chopped so much. Okay, so there we have that. Now we're going to take our piece of basic white for your sentiment, and we are going to fussy cut the sentiment. So, and there I grab my white again. I have this out because we are using white later. Okay, you've got your basic black, or your tuxedo black, and we have our sentiment that says hello friend, and we are going to just stamp this down. You have definitely enough. If you didn't want to fussy cut it, you could you know, make it into a banner or whatever you'd like. Okay, so let's grab my snips, and we are going to, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the F, and then I'm going to go to the hello, but I'm just cutting straight across. Okay, because I'm just going to leave my hello straight, and my word friend is where I'm going to go around the letters a little bit more. Okay, I'm trying to keep my scissors straight, and we're just going to snip. Okay, so we have our hello. So this is the only thing we're not stamping straight down on paper, you know, on the card front. So to fussy cut, you just want to move the paper, not the scissors. But what I want to do is I want to get the rest of this out of the way. It's easier. So when you're fussy cutting, it's easiest to have the smallest piece and leave. I like to leave a little bit to hold on to. You don't need a lot, but so I'm just going to go around like so, and then try not to cut off the dot of the eye, and see how I'm just moving the paper. Okay, we're gonna go around the D like so. So are we team fussy cut or not? Fussy cutting is not something I hate, but it's not my favorite thing. Once you do it, the more you do it, it gets better, because this is one of those things that does take practice. Okay, I'm gonna go around this F just a little bit more and get a little bit closer. And that's another thing. I usually go out a little bit further first and then go around again if need be. Not so bad anymore. You're getting better at fussy cutting, Lori. I know you didn't really care to. Okay, so we are going to flip these over. I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals, and we are going to put some on the word hello, and then on the word friend. And we just need a couple, not many. I'm going to use 3. I used 2 on hello and 3 on friend. And we're going to peel these backings off. Yes, Jamie Babarsi is a demonstrator, and she is like, I don't know how to say it. She is the best at fussy cutting, and she did a tip where you trace around the stamp, and I've done that, and that really helps. So before you do, you can trace around your stamp with pencil. Yeah. And she, like, when she fussy cuts, like, I could just watch her fussy cut forever. I mean, it looks like it was professionally cut. And she doesn't even trace it anymore. But that's her, you know, if you have a hard time or you're starting out, that's a really good way to do it. Okay, so here's our card. We're just going to add some of those cute, sweet ladybugs that I showed you that now they're gone. Why does that happen? Oh, or maybe I didn't show them to you. Maybe they're buried under here. I showed them to you in the catalog, that's right. Okay, so we're gonna grab out our ladybugs, and you can use your take your pick tool. I like to just take these and peel them off and put them on. Like we're gonna do this like the ladybugs crawling on the leaf, and I like these because they're so shiny. Yeah, they're glassy. And then I'm gonna take a couple of these little, they're clear, but they're like little dewdrops. And we're just gonna put one here, but I have to grab out of this because I ran out of the small ones on this page here. Okay, and then we're gonna just take and grab, I'm gonna use my, oh geez, look at you guys, my thing fell right out of there. Huh. Okay, and I'm gonna grab one of these small ones and put it like that. All right, so there's card number 1. What do you guys think? I like it. I think it's super cute. And, you know, it's easy. Yeah, isn't that cute? So cute. Okay. But I wouldn't be able to cut out a bug from the DSP anymore. Well, good. Thanks, Peggy. Well, that's good, Lori. That's awesome. All right, so now let's move on to card number 2. And card number 2 actually is the ants. Grab the wrong one. Okay, so here's card number 2. Every time I see this card, I just smile because I just keep singing the ants go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah. I don't know. I'm a dork, I know. Okay, these will not be in your kit. These are mine. Okay, but in your kit, you will receive a Poppy Parade card base that was cut and scored for you, a piece of basic white for the inside, a piece of Blackberry Bliss for the mat on the outside, a piece of DSP, and oh my gosh, you guys, I absolutely love this fruit DSP. It has the little bumblebees on it. So cute. And then you'll receive this other strip of DSP. You'll receive a piece of basic white that has been embossed for you with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. You'll receive a piece of Blackberry Bliss. This is your mat for your embossed piece. You'll receive a piece of basic beige to die cut the mushroom stems, and a piece of Poppy Parade for your mushroom caps. And you will receive a strip of Poppy Parade for your sentiment. I'm leaving it long because I use the Banner Sayings sentiment, but in case you don't have that and you wanted to use something else, I did leave it longer. Okay, so let's get started on this one. So the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to fold and burnish our card base, like so. And the ants remind me of old cartoon where they haul off. Yes, exactly, Lori. Yes, exactly. Oh, geez. I'm going to take my piece of DSP and I'm going to put some seal on it. And we are going to add this to the Blackberry Bliss. Blackberry Bliss is another one of those colors that I absolutely love, but I never think to use. And I just love the blackberries in there, and that's why I chose the Blackberry Bliss to bring out the berries in the DSP. Okay, then we're going to turn this over and we are going to add seal, and we're going to put this on our card front. Just like that. We're going to center it. Okay, then we're going to take our embossed piece and we are going to add seal to this. Now, this is embossed. It takes a light hand, but it takes a little bit, you know, you still have to put a good amount of seal on there because you embossed it, you changed the fibers of the paper, so it might tear when you run your seal across there. And you definitely could use liquid glue. And I'm just going to center this on my other Blackberry Bliss mat. And look at, you guys, look at, see what I mean? This is why I always close all my stuff up, because, oh, I get ink everywhere. Oh, God. Okay, and then we're going to turn this over and we're going to add seal to this matte stack. And we are going, or I am going to, you will, when you're making the card. I think I'm doing this because I feel like we're crafting right along together. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this in the center, and I hate to cover up them sweet little bumblebees, but you just have to. Then we're going to take our other piece, our little strip of DSP that has like the leaf pattern on it, and I am going to add some seal. And now I'm not going to go to the bottom with this. I'm going to go up, I don't know, about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. And I'm going to put that on there as straight as I can. And this is where the ants are going to march across here. Okay, so we have that. Now I'm going to take my sentiment strip. Let's get all our stamping here. And now, like I said, I did use the banner sayings for this. I love the banner sayings. This is an online exclusive set. And it does coordinate with a punch, a banner 3 punch. So let's look for happy birthday. And they have really cute sentiments, and I like that they're kind of little. There's so many on here. So cute. Okay, so let's find ourselves. I'm going to just use this block that I'm already have something else on it, but I'm going to put it on the other side. I'm going, oops, probably can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to go like that. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this in tuxedo black, but I'm going to go to the very left of my piece of paper cardstock. Okay, and we're going to stamp that in the center, but towards, not all the way to the end, because I am going to wrap a little bit of twine around that. So you want to leave a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to stamp happy birthday on there. And then I am going to take, I think I used this banner punch that coordinates. This is the banner punch that coordinates with the banner sayings stamp set. So it's a punch bundle. So what you can do is you can line these up with whichever one you would like. So I want my banner end to be on this side like that, but I don't, like I said, I want a little bit on the end there to wrap that, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm leaving a little bit on the left side. And then we're just going to punch. And there we have our little sentiment. Isn't that cute? I love this bundle. Okay, now I'm going to take my piece of red and white baker's twine. This will be in your kit as well. And I am just going to add some seal just to give it a little bit more stability. And you'll have plenty of twine here. And this part is up to you. You could make it into a bow if you would like. I'm just wrapping it around twice. And then I'm going to cut it off. I did add a bow on here, but you could definitely like just add a little knot, or you could just leave it however you would like. Okay, and then I'm going to add, since I already have this turned over, I'm going to, and look at everything stuck to me. I'm going to add my dimensionals. I should move my dimensionals to the other side so I can find them. I'm going to add two dimensionals to this. And peel off that back. And just like that. Okay, so now we have this ready. And I didn't trim that off enough, so I don't want that to stick over. And we are going to line this up on the edge of the white, but not all. I'm leaving like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. from the top. Okay, so there we have that. And right now, maybe we should just tie this on here. We'll see if I can do it. You can just tuck this under. No, right now. I'll tie a bow later. Okay. Yeah, after I'm done with the ants and stuff. So I have already, for time's sake, I have already cut my pieces out. So we have our ants that are marching. So we are going to turn them over and we are going to add some mini dimensionals to them. Because, you know, why not, right? How come I can never find anything? It's probably because I put them away. Nope, I didn't, but let's just grab some other ones. Let's not waste your guys' time with me looking for supplies that I clearly had out that I can't find. Okay, so we are going to add some minis to our little ants. Just like so. Okay. I'm going to put there, and I think this little guy, I think he might take 2 as well. I don't know if you guys saw my live earlier today that I did, just to go live to say watch today, just as like a reminder. When I went and I lifted up my arm like this, I had dimensional backings all down my arm. I thought, oh gal, I tell ya. Okay, so we are going to line our ants up just like that, and then we have our flag bearer. So cute. But we want to make sure that we're saving space for our mushrooms. So I am going to move this guy over a little bit. I haven't, well, I thought I didn't push him down completely, but maybe I did. So we're just going to move him over just a hair. He's going to be kind of lined up underneath birthday. Okay, like that, and then we have our little guy at the end saying, come on, follow us. I'm going to move him again a little bit. Come on, guy. Okay, so for my mushrooms, you guys can, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you see those little white dots on the mushrooms? Now, there are pens that you can purchase, and I do use them occasionally. It's like a white jelly pen, but you can use what you have from Stampin' Up. Okay, so that's why I kept going to grab my white ink pad. So what I do is I take my white ink pad that you receive a blank ink pad, plus you receive a bottle of white ink, okay? And then you take that and you make your ink pad. And now you need to redo the ink on this one a little bit more often than your regular ink pads. This is a stickier, it's a craft ink. It's a little bit stickier. But I just take it and you could do it on a block, an acrylic block. I just take it and put it right on my glass mat. That's what I love about having my glass mat, because there's my surface, because all my blocks right now have stamps on them. I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so then what I do is I take one of these blender pens. Okay, doesn't matter which. Let's see if this one's a good one. I've used mine quite a bit, so this one might be a little bit drier, but I don't think so. I'm looking to see where my other one is, but okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick this ink right up with my blender pen. That's all you do. Just pick it up, and then we're just going to make some dots. You see that? It's so cute. It's hard to see, I know. But honest, truly, this works just as good as a jelly pen, if not better, especially if you got good juicy refill there. And then I'm going to flip this over because I have the wrong side up, and I'm just going to take some little dots, and I just keep picking the ink up so that it stays bright. white. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a couple over here, and just, you know, just like with anything, with the rule of 3, make your little triangle. And then we're gonna put some in the corner here. I'm just making little dots with the tip of the blender pen. I'm gonna pick up some more, like that. Okay, and then on this one, I took, and when you die cut the mushroom caps, it leaves a little piece right here that's cut out, and I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna go right along the cutout to make that little line. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. Yes, it does clean off the blender pen. You just take it on your scratch piece of paper and just wipe it off. But make sure, you know, do that right away. And see how I just went across that cutout line. Just like that. And there you have your little accents on your mushroom cap. So now I'm just gonna take my and rub it off. And there you have your, I just go until you don't see it anymore. So if you don't have a white pen, you can just use your craft ink. So now, because I don't want to make a huge mess the rest of the time, now if it would just be me sitting here, I would just leave that and clean it up when I was all done. But things with videos just don't go the same as, so I'm just taking a wipe and I'm just cleaning it off here like that. But like I said, you can use one of your acrylic blocks. I just have all mine used up right now. Okay, so I'm going to flip these over and I'm going to use mini dimensionals, and we are going to pop these guys up on our mushroom stems. And we're going to peel that off. And now these go right at the top of the mushroom. And you just line them up. And I don't have this lined up. That will bug me. Okay, so we're just going to line that up. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to glue these right down. Okay. And do the same thing. And you can see at the where this would go because of where the die puts the little accent cutouts. Okay, and then we're going to flip these over and we're going to add some liquid glue. And I have a brand new bottle of glue, you guys, and it is just oozing out. Put it in my, isn't this cute? I just love it. You gotta have the cute stuff, right? It makes crafting even more fun. Okay, so first I'm gonna go with the big guy, the big mushroom, and he's going to go off of the edges a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna take our little guy and we are going to go like so. See what I mean about making sure your ants are in the right place? But I want to overlap them a little bit. And then we are going to take our little ladybugs. God, I tell ya. All right. And we are going to put one of these guys at the bottom of our mushroom, like he's going to crawl around. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of these little dewdrops and I'm going to put them and line them up right under the word happy birthday. I just think that looks really cute. Like that. And then I am going to tie my bow, my little tiny bow. Oh, yeah, Peggy, isn't it cute? I have the the bee, the honey, the hive. I have a heart for Valentine's Day. I have a sunflower, and I have pink flip-flops. And they have now the country hive. She just posted she has a peep, an Easter peep. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I need to get that. Okay, so I'm just tying a little baby bow here. Baby bow. And I'm going to grab my glue dots. You know, you guys, it's 10 to 3. I try so hard to make this an hour long. And I do everything to like ahead. And I still am going to go overtime. Okay, so we're going to just trim our ends off. And there you go, there's card number 2. Ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. I'm not a good singer. So there's that. Now we can go on to card number 3, which, I did this card for a team card swap. I belong to the team Incredible Crafters. Melissa Faust is our I say team leader. The term in Stampin' Up is upline. And we do a monthly card swap. And this was the last one, and this is the card I did for my card swap. And I thought, oh, I just loved it so much. I thought, I gotta do it for my card class to go. Okay, so you will receive a Poppy Parade card base that will be cut and scored. Thanks, Lori. And you'll receive a piece of basic white for the outside and for the inside. You'll receive a piece of DSP. And now I cut them apart instead of doing a whole sheet, like, you know, the like 5 3 3/4. And then I cut the bottom, and we're just going to go over it with Rick Rack. And this way you can get more use out of your DSP. It will last longer. And then you will receive a piece of basic white cardstock that has been cut with the Everyday Arches die. This is the 4th smallest die. You'll receive a piece of Old Olive Rick Rack. You'll receive, and these things I've already cut out and colored. This is from your stamping guideline, these pieces. So I used my stamping guideline and did that. And this piece of Petal Pink is for the itty bitty little cute little butterfly. Okay, so let's fold and burnish our card base. And we're going to set this aside. And then we are going to take our DSP panels. And I mean, look at, isn't this cute? Look at the other side. Ugh, so cute. Oh, I just love it. Can you imagine like this paper with gnomes? Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. Okay. And we're going to put this at the top with even margins around the top, the left and the right. And then we're going to, and look at, so this set, the dies will go around the DSP for some of these, and you can cut them out. Instead of stamping them, you can cut them right out from the DSP. Okay, and this is directional, this flower pattern, and so we're just going to line this up, and that will butt right up against there. And then we're going to flip it over, and we are going to put some seal so we can attach our Old Olive Rick Rack. And then I didn't put this in here, but you will also receive a piece of Old Olive linen thread, which when I designed these cards it was, but now it's on the last chance list, and I think it is still available. I love that. Oh yeah, Kim. Oh yes, it definitely does, definitely. Okay, so we have that wrapped around, and then we are going to add our seal to this. And then we're going to add this to our card base. Okay, just like that. Okay. I'm going to set this aside. Now, for this one, I'm going to clean my stamp off from the first card when we used Hello Friend. And I'm going to clean that off because we are going to, or I am going to, I always say we. I am going to stamp Hello in black and Fred in Poppy Parade. So to do that, I am going to take some Post-it note tape and I am going to cover up the word friend. And I'm just going to angle it so that we get the whole thing. I'm going to attach it right to my block. And we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to actually tear a piece because it is, the F does go up a little bit right here. Okay, so I have that. I've masked off the word friend, and I'm going to take my black, Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I am going to ink the word hello up. Okay, now remove the tape and ask me how I know that. And then we are going to take our arch and we are going to center this and not go all the way to the top, but pretty darn close. And we're going to stamp that down and we have the word hello. That is an easy way to take your stamps apart without cutting them. Now I'm going to clean this up, and then I'm going to take some more masking or Post-it tape because I don't want to get that ink everywhere. You could reuse that. Hi, Melissa's mom and everyone else. Hi! Thanks for joining. Okay, so now we have hello. Oh, I guess I only needed one piece. And we are going to cover up the word hello with our Post-it tape. Just like that. And we are going to grab our Poppy Parade ink. And we are going to stamp the word friend. Okay, we can remove our tape. I'm going to put that in my little garbage bin here. And we're going to go right below and we're going to line up because it's a clear stamp. You can see the word hello through there. So you're just going to line that up and put the word friend. I like that too, you know, the different colors like that. I just think that's so cool. Okay, so we're going to close this, and we're going to close this. Then we can get started putting our card together. All right. Okay, so this is going to go on our card front with dimensionals. Okay. And having a hard time grabbing my dimensionals today. I don't know if it's because it's so dry. Okay. And we're going to put him on the left over the rickrack. Okay, then we're going to take our little butterfly and we are going to adhere him with a glue dot, but I'm going to roll the glue dot with my finger, just like that, so that it gives it just a little bit of dimension, but not too much. And I'm going to kind of bend his wings up a little bit. And he's stuck to my finger. And I'm just going to put that right under the R of the word friend. Then I'm going to take my little flowers here, and we're going to also put dimensionals, but we're only going to put dimensionals on this side because this leaf right here is going to hang off of the card. And for that, we're going to use mini dimensionals. And you know, if you have a hard time picking up your dimensionals, you can use your take your pick tool as well. Just lay them on there. Okay, and we're just going to put those on the flowers, just like that. Okay, and you can also use your take your pick tool to take the backings off. And we're going to put this guy, these cute flowers, at the bottom right. And we're going to line these flowers up like that. And we're going to take our little, our ladybug. If you'd like, you can put dimensionals on this, or you could stamp him right on your arch. But I stamped it and die cut it. And we're going to put him up like he's floating, but he won't be floating for long. We will ground him with some flowers. Then I stamped and die cut 3 flowers, and I colored them in Poppy Parade and Daffodil Delight. I'm going to flip these over, and we're going to put some more dimensionals on there. Okay. And I am just going to use one on each. Just like that. And then that way you can overlap them somewhat. You know, we're going to overlap them, but it just is a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to take these off. Like that. And we are going to do every other color. So we're going to start on the left, and it is okay for it to go over the side a little bit. And then we're going to go with our yellow, our Daffodil Delight flower. And then we're going to go with our Poppy Parade. And you know what? I should have put this one on the other side. We're just going to move that down. And we're going to go like that. And then we're going to add a ladybug on the leaf, like he's crawling up the flowers. I just love these ladybugs. I know I keep saying it, but I mean, come on, how cute. Right there. And then I'm going to add a couple dewdrops. I'm going to take a bigger one. I'm going to put it under this second flower. And then I'm going to take one of the smaller ones and put it right below. So there's card number 3. There's our little Miss Ladybug reading her book with the flowers in the garden. Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, last but not least is our fun fold. This is our Z fold card that we are going to make. And don't let it intimidate you. It's an easy card to make. I'm just looking for my kit. There it is. Okay, so in your kit, you will receive your card base that is cut and scored for you. You'll receive DSP for your card, for the insides, the outsides. And then what I did is when I cut these, and for, you know, if you order it, I will cut it and see how when you separate them. But when you put them together, it's the side by side so that it looks continuous. You'll receive a piece of basic white for the inside and the outside. Poppy Parade cardstock will be cut for you inside and outside. This is a piece of old olive. This is what you will use to die cut your leaves, your foliage. This is a piece of basic white. This is for your sentiment. And another piece of Poppy Parade. This is to die cut your flowers. Oh, sorry. This is for your sentiment. This is to die cut your flowers. Okay, and I've already cut all my stuff out. So I'm just going to set this stuff aside. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to fold and burnish our card. Now, you want to just take it and fold it like you're folding a card at that 5.5 inch score line. And then you're going to take this one and you are going to bend it at that score line that direction. This is what makes your Z. Okay, see your Z? Okay. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of DSP, the piece that goes on the left. Like I said, they will match up. And we're gonna, I just love this. Oh, this DSP is just, Stampin' Up! Really knocked it out of the park on this, in my mind. Okay, so then we are going to add, oh, thanks, Lori. You guys are too kind. And we're going to line this one up to this one. You can see the little ladybug right there split apart and this little worm guy or whatever the heck that is. Okay, and then we're going to take our picnic basket, picnic plaid, and we're going to put some seal on that. And this is going to go on the inside. Just like this. Okay. Then we are going to take our piece of Poppy Parade and add some seal, and I just ran out, so we're going to switch over to glue. Okay. And we're going to put him in the middle. And then we're going to close this like this. We're going to take our other Poppy Parade mat and we are going to just set this here. So you want it to cover up the other piece of Poppy Parade, but you only want glue on the left side. So we're just going to put some glue on the left, and we're going to take our piece and we're going to line this up. See, I don't have it touching, and I'm just going to set this down right like that. So then you know that that's even. Okay. Now we are going to take our piece of basic white, and I added some cloud cover to my center of my card with a blending brush. If you can have the cloud cover in an ink refill or an ink spot, you could always choose to do like Pool Party or another. I chose cloud cover because that's in the color of the DSP. So I'm just going to take it, and I just want a little bit, and I just want it in the middle. It doesn't have to be a lot or real dark, but I just wanted a little bit to kind of break up the white. Okay, that. Then I'm going to close this up, and then I'm going to take, for our sentiment, I want to stamp the word Spread Joy in black. And then I'm going to do another blending. That's why I'm doing this now. Okay, so we're going to ink up Spread Joy, but I don't want to go all the way to the end because I want to put these cute little lines. I think they're supposed to be like bug little lines. Okay, and I'm going to stamp that right about here. And then there's room on the right side to banner cut. And there's space to put the little stitch lines or animal lines or bug lines or whatever you want to call them. Okay, and Poppy Parade, I'm going to take my little stitches, we're going to ink that up, and we're going to just stamp that on the left side to give it that stitched look. Now at this point, you could just leave it. But I'm going to take a blending brush and I'm going to take some Poppy Parade ink. And I'm just going to go I'm not going to cover the whole thing, but I'm just going to go like this. Like that. Just add a little bit. You could use a sponge dauber as well, or if you could just skip that step. I just really liked how that looked with the other blending of the cloud cover. Okay, so before we glue this down to our Poppy Parade, I'm going to take our little flower image and stamp that across the bottom with the grass. Okay. So we are just going to take that and we're just going to start at the left and go across. And I'm going to get rid of this. I'm not real, I use scrap paper, but when I'm stamping, it's easier for me to see where everything is so I don't get lost in my piece of scrap paper. Okay. Go across like so. Then we're going to take our old olive blends and we are going to color some grass, but we're just going to go, it's not fancy or anything like that, and I'm going to use the light and I'm just going to make some little flicking marks like this just for some grass across the bottom. See, nothing fancy. And then if you want, you can just go scribble, scribble. Instead of making a full line, just kind of take your, see how I'm just gliding across the bottom. Then I'm going to take my dark and I'm going to color the dark, the little flower leaf there. Just going and I'm just adding color. Then I'm going to take my dark Poppy Parade Yeah, it is unavailable, but it will be back. I can't remember the exact date, but it will be back soon. I have to look up and I'll let you know, Peggy. Okay, I'm just going to color that. So we have our little flowers. So cute. And if you know me, whoops, that's right, that ran out. I have two favorite colors. One of them is red, the other is pink. And so for me, this red, oh good, you signed up for the notification? Okay, good, so did I. So that way I can let people know when it comes back. Okay, so then we're gonna take this and we're gonna put that right over our Poppy Parade panel. Okay, now I am going to cut off. And as I see on here on my sample, I only have one set of lines here. So I'm going to just trim that off. And then I'm going to trim some of this off. And then I'm going to just banner the end. Make a little flag. It is because of the embellishments. I did try to order those. I'm not sure if it's just the suite that's unavailable or if it's the stamp, if it's more than that. I'm not sure. I know the suite isn't available. But I'm not sure if you can order the individual or if a lot of the individual are also out. I'd have to look again. Okay, so that's going to go right up here on dimensionals. That's the word. And we're just gonna put a couple here. Maybe. Just like so. No, the dies and the embellish, yeah. So probably the stamp set and the paper and the rickrack maybe is available right now. So I'm going to take my sentiment that I have banner cut and put the dimensionals on the back. And I'm going to go over the edge of my mat stack. I'm lining it up with the DSP like that. Now I am going to take all my little parts and pieces, and so you will want to cut out one of these, the big ones in Real Poppy Parade, one in white, okay, and then you want to do a big flower in red and a little in white, and the leftover pieces you can choose to go on the inside of your card. Okay, so I am going to take one of my images, my leaf part, and I am going to add glue to the bottom. Okay, just to the bottom. And then I am going to flip this over, and I'm going in between right here, but I'm gonna trim some of this off. See, I didn't put glue all the way to the edge, and I'm going to trim this off like so, and then I'm going to put it down here in between these two flowers. Okay, and I'm leaving this up, and then I'm going to take one of this little stem with the leaves. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the glue just in the middle, kind of towards the bottom, and we're going to kind of angle it, and it's going to match up with this other one, and I'm going to go like this. Okay, then you're going to take your other, whoa, my finger must be stickier than my paper. Okay, then we're going to take our other one and we're going to cut this one ahead, and we're going to snip this off. And you can decide at this point if you want, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this flower off completely, or that leaf off, and just do this one, and we are going to put it right like that in the center. And the same thing, I'm just going to put glue on this little stem piece and on the leaf, but not on the top. Okay, we're going to put that right in between here like that. Okay. All right, so now we have our little pieces. And what I'm going to do is I am going to, this is going to go underneath like this. Okay, so I'm going to just put a dimensional, a mini dimensional on the back, just like this. Leave the backing on. Then I'm going to take, and if you want, you could put your flowers on first. I don't know, I just have always done it this way. And then I just kind of lift this up, because then this way I kind of know where it's going to go. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to tilt it a little bit, and then that way my stem will go with it. I'm going to do the same thing with the white one. I'm going to take that mini dimensional and I'm going to put it on the back. I'm going to put a little bit of glue at the bottom. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lift this up and we're going to attach that like that. And this one is going to bend ever so slightly. Okay. There you have that. I just find it easier that way. And then for this, I'm just going to put a mini dimensional in the center of the red. and put them over like that. Oh, I forgot my little guy for the white flower. So for this one, I did cut this one down. And this one you can glue all the way down if you want. And we're going to go right about there on the other side of that red flower that you stamped. And then we're going to take our little white flower like that and put a, and then we're just going to put him right over the top. And then I'm going to take my ladybug, my bumblebee, and that's going to go like right about there. Okay, so now if you want to, you can like I already stamped and die cut my watering can. Maybe, maybe not. I know I did. It's around here somewhere. Okay, but when you die cut the watering can, the little water doesn't die cut with it. So I want to stamp that little bit of water out with some cloud cover, like it's coming out. And I cannot believe, well, yeah, I can believe that I can't find my watering can right now. That doesn't surprise me. But I'm just going to take my ink pad and I'm just going to, you could mask out the watering can. I'm just going to, at the edge, put some ink on there. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I know I want, he's going to be holding, because I'm going to have him here. Okay, he's going to be holding that in his hands, so then that should go right about there. So there we have our little water drops. Okay, and I don't know why I don't know where my watering can is. We're going to flip this guy over. Oh, thanks, Peggy. I appreciate that. It really helps me a lot if you would give me a like, a thumbs up, or a heart, and share my video. That always helps me out quite a bit. Okay, so we're just going to, I'm not going to press him all the way down. See how lightly that was? I am going to see if I can't find my watering can. And if I can't, that's fine. You guys know, you saw how I did it. I just think that's so weird how I lose. If you guys can see it, let me know. Oh, I tell ya. Maybe it's still in the envelope. Did you guys see it when it came out? Alright. No envelope. I'm sure or no watering can. But you can see how that goes, where you put that right over the top with a dimensional and line that up. And then you can decorate the inside whichever way you would like. I just continued from the front to the inside. Okay, and then what I did was I did take some Daffodil Delight light, and I did put that on my flower around the green part, just like that, and on the lines, just to add a little bit. You can leave them just white, and I did the center like so. And then I took Wink of Stella and I added some wink to the red, just on the lines, not the whole entire thing. Same on the flowers, just like that. And then if you'd like, you could add them on the flowers down here, a little bit on the old olive, just to kind of give it a little shimmer. And then we need to add a ladybug climbing up our flowers, climbing his way up, just like that. And then I did take some littles and I added them. Really having a hard time today. And then I'm going to add them right below our little water drops. And I'm just making a little curved line like that. And then imagine this guy's holding a watering can. And there you have it. There is card number 4. So let's bring all of these in. Let's move this stuff aside. Grab our cards. And I know as soon as I turn the camera off, I'll find that watering can. Okay, so here are our 4 cards. Okay. There you have it. These are the cards that we made. Aren't they cute? I love them. Thanks, Kim. He's on the blue flower on the right. I have some flowers here. I don't see the watering can though. Yeah, he's probably under here. No, he's gone. He's probably on the floor or stuck to my leg or something. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you place an order in my online store, $50 or more, you will receive these 4 card kits to go as a free gift from me. So thank you very much for sticking around. Again, sorry it went over again. I don't know, I think I talk too much or something, or I'm just a slow stamper, I guess. So join me next week, Thursday, and next week, Thursday, I will be sharing with you my card class to go will be Easter Joy. That is the Easter basket. The Easter Joy is the sweet. Easter basket is the stamp and die set bundle. That Easter Joy and the DSP and the embellishments are so cute. Okay, so you can place your order through Sunday, the 22nd. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I have all my information on the description on the video below. So have a good rest of your week, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk soon, okay? Bye.